Have you ever noticed that even though you clean your house every day, it still seems dirty? In this video, I'm going to show you 10 things that are making your house dirtier without you even realizing it. Most people clean and clean, but they don't realize that they're ignoring places that accumulate more dirt than the toilet in the bathroom. You're probably making at least 5 of these mistakes right now, and this could even be affecting your health and that of your family. Imagine if you discovered that that strange smell in your house is coming from a place you never thought to clean, or that mysterious allergy has to do with something that's right under your nose. Stay until the end, because I'm going to reveal a super disgusting thing that almost everyone has in their house and never cleans, and when you find out, you'll want to clean it immediately. Tip 1. Your kitchen sponge. Did you know that this little object you use to clean could be the dirtiest item in your entire house? Well, that innocent little sponge you use to wash the dishes every day could contain more bacteria than your toilet seat. This happens because most people use the same sponge for weeks or even months, creating the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. The sponge gets wet, has food residue stuck to it, and is rarely cleaned properly. This turns it into a veritable colony of germs that you spread all over your dishes thinking you're cleaning them. The worst part is that many of these bacteria can cause digestive problems and even more serious illnesses. But don't worry, there's a simple solution to this problem. You can kill most bacteria by placing your wet sponge in the microwave for 2 minutes. The heat kills the germs without damaging the sponge. Another option is to soak it in a solution of water with a little bleach for 5 minutes. Rinse well and let it dry completely. But remember that even with these methods, you should still change your sponge every 2 weeks at most. Some people prefer to use silicone sponges, which are easier to clean and last longer. Regardless of which type you use, never leave your sponge wet in the sink. Squeeze it out well and place it somewhere where it can dry completely between uses. This will drastically reduce the amount of bacteria and prevent that unpleasant smell that many old sponges have. With this simple change, you will eliminate one of the biggest sources of contamination in your kitchen, and best of all, you will save money in the long run because your dishes will be really clean the first time. Tip 2. Your TV remote. Sounds harmless, right? But think about it. How many times have you cleaned your home remote? Probably never, or maybe only when you spill something on it. The problem is that the remote is passed around every day, used while we eat snacks on the couch, and rarely makes it onto our list of things to clean. A recent study found that the average remote has more germs than the bathroom doorknob. That's because everyone touches it. People with dirty hands after eating, after sneezing, after using the bathroom without washing their hands properly. And all that bacteria sits there, accumulating day after day, month after month. In homes where someone has recently been sick, the remote can even be a source of transmission for viruses like the flu or cold. The good news is that cleaning your remote is super easy and quick. First, remove the batteries to avoid any electrical issues. Next, take a cloth lightly dampened with rubbing alcohol or regular hand sanitizer and wipe down the entire surface, paying special attention to the buttons where dirt tends to accumulate. Use a damp cotton swab to clean between the buttons and in the crevices. Let it dry completely before putting the batteries back in. If you do this once a week, you will significantly reduce the amount of germs your family is exposed to on a daily basis. Plus, your controller will last much longer because accumulated dirt can damage the button contacts over time. It's a task that takes less than a minute, but it can make a big difference in keeping your home cleaner and your family healthier. Think about it the next time you sit down on the couch to watch your favorite show. Tip 3. Your shower curtains. Those plastic or fabric curtains that protect your bathroom from getting all wet during showers may be hiding a nasty secret. The combination of constant humidity, heat, and poor air circulation creates the perfect environment for mold and mildew to grow. Have you ever noticed those little black or pink spots on the underside of your shower curtain? That's mold, a type of fungus that's not only unsightly, but can also cause respiratory problems, allergies, and eye and skin irritation. Many people live with this problem for years without realizing that it could be contributing to health problems in their family. The scariest thing is that even if you can't see the mold, it could be there, growing silently. And every time someone takes a shower, the movement of the curtain can release mold spores into the air, which are easily inhaled. The problem is that most people only replace their shower curtains when they are completely covered in mold, which is too late. The solution is simpler than you might think. If your curtains are made of plastic, you can put them in the washing machine with a little detergent and a cup of white vinegar on the gentle cycle. The vinegar will kill mold and mildew and help remove stains. After washing, hang them back up to dry completely. If they are made of fabric, follow the washing instructions on the label. Another important tip is to always pull the curtain open after showering, rather than leaving it crumpled in the corner. This allows it to dry more quickly, reducing the chances of mold growth. And if you can, open the bathroom window or turn on the exhaust fan for at least 20 minutes after showering to reduce humidity. Doing this regularly at least once a month will keep your curtains clean and mold-free, and will also extend their lifespan, saving you money and protecting your family's health. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with cleaning secrets that completely transform my home and can transform yours too. In it, you'll find homemade recipes for super efficient and economical cleaning products, as well as professional techniques that I learned from experts. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell, and comment where you're watching from. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 4, your washing machine's filter. You probably didn't even know that your machine has a filter, right? Don't worry, most people don't either. This small component hidden in your washing machine is responsible for capturing lint, hair, coins, and other small objects that come out of clothes during the wash. The problem is that when this filter gets clogged, it starts to accumulate dirty water and soap residue, creating a perfect environment for bacteria and bad smells. That's why sometimes your clothes come out of the machine with a strange smell, even though they're clean. Even worse, this accumulated dirt can get back on your clothes during the wash, leaving inexplicable stains on your favorite fabrics. And I won't even mention the waste of energy and water, since a machine with a clogged filter works much less efficiently. Locating the filter can be a bit tricky because each machine model has it in a different place. Generally, in front-loading machines, it's at the front, underneath, hidden behind a small door. In top-loading machines, it may be under the agitator or on the edge of the tub. Consult your machine's manual if you have any questions. To clean it, turn off the machine, place a towel and a shallow container on the floor to catch the water that will drain out. Open the door and slowly turn the filter cap. Be prepared for what you'll find. It's always a disgusting surprise. You'll see hair, lint, coins, and water that smells terrible. Remove everything. Wash the filter under running water with a little detergent, clean the compartment where it is located, and replace it. It's recommended to do this at least every 3 months. After cleaning the filter for the first time, you'll notice the difference immediately. Your clothes will be cleaner, the smell will be much better, and your machine will run more efficiently, saving energy and water. It's a 10-minute task that can extend the life of your machine by several years. Tip 5. Your couch cushions. They're super comfy for an afternoon nap or watching movies, but did you know that they could be home to a veritable ecosystem of dust mites, fungi, and bacteria? That's right. Your cozy cushions could be hiding millions of unwanted microscopic visitors. The problem starts with daily use. Dead skin cells, sweat, saliva, yes, when you drool in your sleep, food residue, pet hair, and dust infiltrate the fibers of the cushions. Over time, this creates the perfect environment for dust mites to feed and reproduce. A single dust mite can produce around 20 feces per day, and it's precisely these feces that cause allergic reactions in many people. If you or someone in your family suffers from unexplained sneezing, runny nose, itchy eyes, or worsening asthma symptoms when you're in the living room, your cushions could be to blame. Most people never wash their couch cushions, just change the covers every now and then. This is like changing your pillowcase without ever washing your pillow. The good news is that many pillows are machine washable. First, check the care label to make sure they are machine washable. If they are, remove the covers and wash them separately. Load no more than 2 pillows at a time in the machine using warm water, a gentle cycle, and a little less detergent than you would normally use. Add a tennis ball or 2 to the dryer to help the pillows maintain their shape while they dry. If your pillows are not machine washable, take them to a professional dry cleaner once or twice a year. On a daily basis, you can vacuum your pillows weekly with the upholstery nozzle, and on sunny days, place them outside for a few hours. Natural sunlight is a great disinfectant and kills dust mites. This simple change to your cleaning routine can significantly improve the air quality in your living room and reduce respiratory problems and allergies for your family. Tip 6. Your coffee maker's reservoir. If you're like most people, you probably only clean the carafe and filter of your coffee maker, right? But what about the water reservoir? The part where you pour the water before making your coffee. Many people never clean this part, and that's a big mistake. The constant humidity combined with the ideal temperature creates a perfect environment for bacteria, fungi, and even mold to grow. Over time, a layer of biofilm, a slimy substance made up of colonies of microorganisms, forms on the inside walls of the reservoir. Every time you make coffee, the water passes through this biofilm and carries some of it into your cup. Gross, right? In addition, the minerals present in tap water, such as calcium and magnesium, build up and form white or greenish deposits, known as calcification. These deposits not only affect the flavor of your coffee, giving it a metallic or bitter taste, but they also reduce the efficiency of your coffee maker, causing it to heat up less and take longer to brew your morning coffee. The solution is simple, but it needs to be done regularly. Every month, you should descale and disinfect your coffee maker using white vinegar or citric acid. Fill the reservoir with a solution of half water and half white vinegar, or 1 tablespoon of citric acid dissolved in 1 liter of water. Turn the coffee maker on and let the solution run through half of the cycle. Then turn it off and let it sit for 30 minutes. Turn it on again to finish the cycle. Then run at least 2 cycles with just clean water to remove any vinegar or citric acid residue. If possible, use a soft brush to clean the inside walls of the reservoir, reaching into the corners where biofilm tends to build up the most. To prevent bacteria from building up, never leave standing water in the reservoir for more than a day, and, whenever possible, leave the lid open after use so the inside can dry completely. After cleaning your coffee maker this way, you will immediately notice the difference in the taste of your coffee and the speed at which it brews. And the best part, you won't be eating that bacterial soup with your breakfast anymore. Tip 7. Your bathroom toothbrush. I'm sure you brush your teeth at least twice a day is recommended by dentists. But have you ever stopped to think about the state of your toothbrush? This little tool that you put in your mouth every day may be more contaminated than you think. The biggest problem starts with its location. Most people keep their toothbrushes in the bathroom, often next to the toilet. Every time someone flushes with the lid open, microscopic particles of water from the toilet are released into the air, forming an invisible mist that can reach up to 2 meters away. Yes, these particles land on your toothbrush. In addition, the humid environment of the bathroom creates ideal conditions for the growth of bacteria, fungi, and mold on your toothbrush. The wet bristles and the remains of toothpaste, saliva, and food particles form a perfect cocktail for microorganisms. Studies show that a typical toothbrush can harbor more than 100 million bacteria, including E. coli and Streptococcus. And every time you brush, you're reintroducing these germs into your mouth. The solution starts with a few simple changes to your habits. First, always flush the toilet with the lid closed to prevent particles from spreading into the air. Second, Never store your toothbrush in closed spaces such as cabinets or makeup bags, as the lack of air circulation accelerates the growth of bacteria. After using, rinse your toothbrush thoroughly under running water for at least 10 seconds. Tap it gently against the sink to remove excess water and place it upright, bristles up, to dry completely. Once a week, you can disinfect your toothbrush by soaking it in antibacterial mouthwash for 2 minutes or in a solution of hydrogen peroxide diluted in water. There are also toothbrush sterilizers that use ultraviolet light to kill germs, but proper maintenance will do most of the trick. And never forget the most important rule. Replace your toothbrush every 3 months or sooner if the bristles are frayed or if you've been sick. By following these precautions, you can ensure that your toothbrush is actually cleaning your mouth and not contaminating it. Tip 8. Your keys. Think about it. You touch them several times a day, carry them everywhere, place them on potentially contaminated surfaces like restaurant tables and store counters, and even occasionally drop them on the floor. Then, you put them in your pocket or purse, along with other personal items, and rarely, if ever, clean them. Keys are one of the dirtiest objects we carry with us on a daily basis. Studies show that they can harbor more bacteria than a public toilet seat. That's because the metal in keys, especially common brass, has irregular surfaces and small grooves where dirt, hand oil, and germs accumulate. And don't even mention your keychain. That cute little toy or leather pendant you love could be serving as a veritable 5-star hotel for bacteria. Even worse, when you get home and put your keys on the kitchen table or counter, you're transferring all those germs to surfaces where you prepare food and eat. And if you have a habit of chewing or chewing on your keys when you're anxious, the problem is even more serious. You're putting all those germs directly into your mouth. Cleaning your keys takes literally seconds, but almost no one does it. Once a week, you can wipe down your keys with a cotton ball dipped in 70% alcohol or a vinegar and water solution. Scrub all surfaces thoroughly, paying special attention to the grooved areas and the hole where the keychain is located. If your keychain is made of fabric, consider washing it separately or swapping it for a material that is easier to clean, such as metal or hard plastic. Another important tip is to get into the habit of washing your hands as soon as you get home, before touching anything else, and avoid placing your keys directly on surfaces where you prepare or eat food. Instead, have a designated place to store them, such as a hook near the door or a small decorative tray in the entryway. This simple change in habit can help significantly reduce the amount of germs you bring into your home every day without even realizing it. Tip 9. The light switches in your home. They're in every room and touched dozens of times a day by everyone who lives in or visits your home. Yet, how often have you included them in your cleaning routine? Probably never or very rarely. Light switches are touched by hands that have just handled raw food in the kitchen, hands that haven't been washed after using the bathroom, hands that have just petted pets, or hands that were holding a cell phone covered in bacteria. All this mix of germs accumulates day after day on the switches, creating a point of cross-contamination between different members of the family. The problem is even worse on bathroom and kitchen switches, where moisture and residue from food or personal hygiene products create ideal conditions for bacteria to grow. Over time, you may even notice a yellowish or grayish film on the switches you use the most. This is a mix of dust, skin oil, and accumulated germs. And it's not just a matter of hygiene, but also of aesthetics. Dirty light switches can make your entire home look unkempt, even if everything else is spotless. Cleaning light switches is extremely simple, but it needs to be done carefully to avoid electrical accidents. Never spray liquid products directly onto the switch. Instead, turn off the corresponding circuit breaker to be safe, or at the very least, make sure the switch is completely dry before using it again. Using a cloth lightly dampened with isopropyl alcohol or a mild soap and water solution, gently scrub the switch and surrounding faceplate. For hard-to-reach corners, you can use a damp cotton swab. Dry thoroughly with a clean, dry cloth. If the switch faceplate is very yellowed or has stubborn stains, You can remove it with the circuit breaker off and soak it in a solution of warm water and dish soap for a few minutes before gently scrubbing it with an old toothbrush. Include light switches in your weekly cleaning routine, especially those in the kitchen and bathroom, and you'll eliminate one of the most overlooked spots for contamination in your home. It's a quick task that makes a huge difference to your family's health. Tip 10. The inside of your refrigerator. Most people only clean their refrigerator when they spill something or the smell starts to get unbearable. But the truth is that your refrigerator needs regular cleaning, even if it looks clean at first glance. The problem is that small spills of milk, juices, sauces, and other foods create a perfect environment for bacteria to grow, even at low temperatures. Bacteria that cause food poisoning, such as listeria, can survive and even multiply in refrigerated environments. In addition, rotting food releases mold spores that circulate inside the refrigerator and can contaminate other foods. The rubber door seals, for example, are veritable paradises for fungi and bacteria. Dirt builds up in those little creases and, over time, can even compromise the seal, making your refrigerator work harder, use more energy, and reduce its lifespan. Another critical point is the glass or plastic shelves. Small cracks that are invisible to the naked eye can harbor bacteria that are transferred to the food you place directly on them. A thorough cleaning of your refrigerator should be done at least once a month, and it doesn't have to be a complicated task. Start by completely emptying one compartment at a time so that you don't leave food out of the refrigerator for too long. Remove the shelves and drawers and wash them in the sink with warm water and mild detergent. To clean the inside, a solution of 2 tablespoons of baking soda dissolved in 1 liter of warm water is perfect. It cleans, disinfects, and even eliminates odors without leaving chemical smells that can be absorbed by the food. Use a soft cloth or sponge and avoid harsh chemicals. For the rubber seals, use an old toothbrush with the same baking soda solution or a little white vinegar diluted in water. Dry all surfaces thoroughly before putting food back in to prevent ice formation and mold growth. Don't forget to check and throw away expired or spoiled food during this process. An extra tip is to keep a small open box of baking sodas inside the refrigerator to absorb persistent odors. Change it every 3 months. A clean refrigerator not only prevents food contamination and illness, but it also keeps your food fresher for longer, reducing waste and saving you money. Best of all, your milk, butter, and cheese won't absorb that weird old fridge smell we all hate. We've reached the end of our 10 tips on things that are making your home dirtier without you even knowing it. I hope you've realized that often the dirtiest places in our home are not the ones we clean frequently, but rather the ones we never think about cleaning. The good news is that now you know exactly where to focus your attention to have a truly clean and healthy home. Remember that cleaning isn't just about appearance, but mainly about health. Many allergies, respiratory problems, and even infections can be caused by these hidden dirt spots that we've just revealed. The most incredible thing is that all of these tips are super simple to apply and don't require expensive products or special equipment. With just a few minutes a week dedicated to each of these spots, you can completely transform the hygiene of your home. If you like these tips, I have a challenge for you. Choose at least 3 of these areas that you've never cleaned before and dedicate some time this week to cleaning them. Then come back here in the comments and tell me which one was the most disgusting or the one that made the most difference to you. Your experience can help others get motivated too. And remember that complete guide I mentioned? It has many more tips like these and will help you create a cleaning routine that will keep your home spotless with much less effort. The link is in the pinned comment. Go check it out. Which of these dirty areas surprised you the most? Do you already clean any of them regularly? Tell me in the comments.